Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Kmo, and today I would like to share with you a story around one of the biggest, most transformative shifts I've had in my entire life. So I had to learn something the hard way, and that something was that there is nothing too big for you to accomplish once you decide to accomplish it. For me, that lesson came through regret. Regret about a childhood dream that honestly I almost let get left behind. I started rapping back in 7th grade and I loved it, man. With my group of friends, it was exhilarating to do something that we had seen on TV and heard on the radio, right? That was back when you could just be a kid, there wasn't any pressure, and we could just have fun. But as things go, high school rolled around, and that's when those big questions come up, like, are you gonna go to college, or what career are you gonna choose? Now look, I was a good student, top 10 in my graduating class, right? And that came with pressure and expectations. Because of that pressure, and honestly because I didn't really see or look into many other options, especially within music, I never even really considered music or rapping as a viable career, right? And historically, the industry had always been kind of predatory, especially towards artists. And my why has been very, very simple from the start. I want to take care of my family and friends, especially financially. So in my head, that meant that I needed to make money. Like, it really wasn't any other option besides that. So I chose engineering, and that was a lucky selection in and of itself because at the time I worked at a collision shop fixing cars. So I figured, hey, I'm fixing them. It'd be kind of cool to build them or design them. So that's where engineering came up. Plus, I kind of looked and seen what the starting salary was. So I went to college, grinded it out, and it took me 7.5 years to graduate, transferring to 2 universities. And the last semester, I was up against a wall because I couldn't take out any more student loans, right? Despite all of this, I graduated with a bachelor's of science in mechanical engineering, and this, let me tell you, was a very proud moment for not only me but for my family, right? It definitely wasn't an easy degree to earn, but even with that phenomenal achievement, the passion for music never truly went away. Over time, I just kept wondering, like, what if I would have stuck with music the same way that I had stuck with school? What could have happened? What would have happened, right? So as the years passed, music was becoming, easier to produce. Social media was blowing up. Artists were being seen without a major record deal. And I always kept writing music, but I never really took it serious enough. I never saw it as a solution to my why, making money from it. Still, since it started in those wonderful childhood years, I have this emotional attachment for me, right? It's joyful, and I love the thrill of making and creating something and taking something from your mind and bringing it into reality. I saw other people trying to live out their dream, even people I knew, even the same dream I had, and that made that regret even harder to ignore. There were really 3 things that really finally pushed me over the edge to say, hey, look, you got to give this a shot. So the first thing was my younger cousin. He's a musician too. He's also a DJ. Shout out to Don Chi. And no matter what adversity he was faced with, he just kept going. And it wasn't always pretty, but he maintained that courage to keep trying and to keep going. And that really inspired me. That gave me, courage of my own. It showed me that even someone I knew, that this was possible. Second, I was diving into success principles from people like Napoleon Hill, Jim Rohn, Gary Vee, and Eric Thomas. They kept hammering home, the same message that success comes from consistency, perseverance, grit, and passion, right? And then the last thing was I was finally at a place financially where I had a little bit of breathing room. Money wasn't the biggest priority anymore, which meant I could finally focus and think clearly about what I wanted to do versus what I had to do. So that's when I finally made the decision on my own. I told myself if I could get through college, I can get out of debt. And the common theme was that I didn't give up and I didn't give myself any other option. If I applied that same mindset to music or anything else for that matter, I'm sure that I could accomplish it, right? And that's what I want you to take away from my story, right? There is nothing too big for you to accomplish once you actually make the decision to accomplish it. And whether that's music, business, or a completely different dream, you know, you don't have to let regret leave you with what ifs, right? That same grit, perseverance, and consistency that helped you succeed with past stuff, you know, will help you succeed again. So let me leave you with this question, right? What dream have you been putting off? And what would happen if you decided today to just go for it, right? So I hope that my story resonates with you in some way, and I hope that you can take my experience, my story, and use it as inspiration to create your own, right? Let's take action. And I really like to talk about mindset and self-mastery, and since my dream is music, I sprinkle that in the music, but also in, you know, my videos and stuff as well. So if you enjoy hearing my perspective on like mindset and like transformational shifts and, you know, ways to become better, you know, please consider subscribing. And if you found value, if you found value in this video, please share it with someone you think that could benefit from it. And I think that's it. That's all I got. So with that, I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. You guys be safe and well, and you know, I'll catch you next time. Y'all know the vibes. Peace and love. Yart.